What is up? I hope you're having a great day. My name is Virtua Furugi or Virtua Furugi, and welcome to my very first video. This channel is mainly going to be talking about fashion, of course, as I have a passion for fashion, or whatever you want to call it. I'll mainly be talking about clothing, sneakers, shoes, and just any type of topics that interest me within the realm of fashion. So I hope you do enjoy today's video, and I'll just comment on this right now. Yes, there is a giant Sonic the Hedgehog behind me. That is not relevant to today's video. That is just a nice little background object I have. So let's just dive right in. So for today's video, we are going to be discussing the Nike Ambush Air Force 1, and this is going to be in the black and white colorway that I have right here. As for Nike and Ambush, both of them have collaborated several times in the past. Ambush, of course, is the fashion brand made by designer Yoon On, and these collaborations that they've done with Nike have been mostly hit. I would say a few misses. I think the most popular one that they did was the Dunk High, which came out a couple of years ago, I believe 2021, and that was right smack dab during the Nike Dunk hype, and it was at its absolute peak. Of course, the Panda colorway of that Nike Dunk High ended up being very popular, as well as the Royal Blue colorway. And actually, speaking of that Dunk High, today's shoe that we're discussing, the Air Force 1, is actually pretty similar in a lot of ways to that Dunk High, and it mostly has to do with the elongated swoosh that actually comes off of the sneaker itself. That is easily one of the most stark design decisions that they went with for the Ambush Air Force 1. Definitely one of the best things about this shoe itself is the fact that it is such a very subtle design element to it, but it definitely elevates standard Air Force 1 in a lot of ways. So I don't really need to discuss what an Air Force 1 is to you guys, right? Like, you know what an Air Force 1 is, you understand that part, right? So let's just mainly talk about the differences between the Ambush Air Force 1 and maybe like a regular Air Force 1, or what are the design quirks to this. So let's just get the biggest one out of the way, and that is the elongated swoosh, right? So this swoosh is made out of like a rubbery plastic sort of material, and it actually comes off of the sneaker itself, which is pretty interesting. It has these pokey bits at the end, which is kind of funny. If you actually don't like that, you can sort of tuck them underneath this back heel tab that they have. I don't know if that's necessarily what they designed for this, if you wanted to tuck them in, but you can if you want, and it technically does work. I really do like the elongated swoosh. It's easily my favorite part of the shoe, and probably the main reason why you would be drawn to this shoe in the first place. Another reason that you probably would be drawn to this shoe mainly has to do with the quality of materials here. So if you look, you can see that the leather quality that they have on this sneaker is actually a lot higher than the normal GR Air Force 1, and in many ways is probably better than those other Air Force 1s that they had with higher leather quality. I believe that was the Air Force 1 Fresh, and then there was the Color of the Month. So for something like this with like a black and a white swoosh, this is easily like one of the best qualities that you're going to get. Very plush, very soft, tumbled leather that you have here. So just because the leather quality is softer and more plush does not necessarily mean that it's higher quality per se. But I will say, if one of your major concerns with the Air Force is the creasing that usually happens on those models, since this leather is so soft, there's actually very minimal creasing that happens on this shoe. Now, obviously, over time, it's going to crease. I mean, it's leather. That's just how it works. But the shoe is already soft, already basically broken in a lot of ways. So it's actually really nice in that regard. So another thing that you'll notice is the lace doubre. That is going to be white, and also it's going to have 3D lettering that says AF1 on it, which is pretty neat. Tongue of the shoe has this exposed foam, so kind of interesting. Another thing is on the back of the shoe, you're going to have the Ambush logo, 3D lettering popping out at you there. And then within the shoe, you're actually going to be getting a leather insole as well as leather sock liner. So this is actually pretty cool in terms of durability and especially comfort when it comes to the leather insole. But the biggest issue I think I might have for me is if you're using like thinner socks, the leather sock liner actually can grade up and be a little bit rough on the on your heel over time. So that's just something to keep in mind. You probably want to wear thicker socks if you were to wear these for longer periods of time, but otherwise they're very comfortable. One of the most stark differences that people have been talking about with this shoe has to be the footbed is actually a little bit wider. So it has to do with the sizing of this shoe. People typically go true to size with their Air Force Ones, and that's what I did. I'm a true size 11. I went size 11. These fit totally fine. One of the biggest issues I usually have with Air Forces has to do with the fact that my pinky toe usually kind of rubs on the side. Not all the time. It doesn't bother me, every single time I wear Air Forces. But in this one, I did not have that issue at all because the shoe is actually a lot wider. So that's something to keep in mind, is compared to a normal Air Force One, it's definitely going to be a little bit wider. Some people were saying size down, maybe like half a size. If you have narrow feet, you're kind of in between sizes, I would probably recommend going down half size. Like if you're 10.5, I would probably go to a 10. So overall, I would say that the Ambush Air Force One is actually pretty good. These shoes are actually sitting on Nike's website right now, which is pretty crazy. So the retail price on these is $190 in the US. So that is obviously a lot more expensive than a normal Air Force One. I believe Air Force Ones nowadays go for, I think, $110, which, yeah, thank you inflation for that one. But $190 for an Air Force One, you're getting higher quality leather, higher quality shoe in general, and you're also getting the unique design with the swoosh. Honestly, I'm not really sure if it's exactly worth it if you were to go for like a GR Air Force One that's black and has a white swoosh. That might get the same job done, honestly. I would say go for this maybe if you're looking for something that's just a little bit different than your normal Air Force. Maybe you want to stand out a little bit in the crowd. That would probably be the biggest thing. I can see these shoes going up in the long run, but it's kind of hard to say. I'm not super certain on that, so that's just something to keep in mind. So as the video title suggests, I do have a few outfits with these Air Force Ones on. It's a little embarrassing just because this is the first time I've done this, but not every outfit I make is going to be a winner. I'm just kind of throwing these together and just seeing what sticks. So this first outfit I have on is going to be pretty basic. In fact, this is basically what I was wearing when I was home. So the pants are going to be Dickies 874s, all reliable for sure. And then the t-shirt is going to be an Evangelion t-shirt I got in Shinjuku in Japan at the Evangelion pop-up. And then the hat is going to be an Ultra Feel Smash Bros cap with Ness on there. And my shades are going to be Prada. Pretty hot out, so I wanted something that was fairly basic overall. This next outfit I have on is definitely something a little bit more bold. I wanted to get a shorts fit in here just because it is very hot out. So I have Dickies shorts on, got the belt and the tucked in tank top. That tank top is going to be from Monkey Time, a Japanese brand. That button-up shirt you see is going to be from Hypeland. It's Inuyasha button up, very nice, very breathable for the spring summertime. And then I got a bucket hat on with the same shades. And this last outfit I have here is probably going to be something that I wear a little bit more commonly. Wanted to do something a little bit different from the other ones, so I put on a pair of jeans to add some color, because since the base color on the other outfits was mostly black. So I got some Levi's, I believe they're 529, the bootcut jeans. And then the same tank top, the Monkey Time tank top. And then also I have the Amulet Wear jacket. That's going to be a boxy workwear jacket. And then I have a Velvet Supreme cap, just to sort of add some contrast to the other outfits. So anyway, that pretty much wraps up the video. That's all I had to discuss today about these shoes. So I hope you found this information useful, and I hope you found my opinion to be worthwhile. I really do appreciate you sticking to the end of this video, and of course I really do want to make some new content for you guys revolving around shoes and fashion and clothing and all that stuff. So definitely, if you like the video, hit like, also subscribe if you want to see more content, and I really do appreciate you guys staying here and watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. I am Virtua Furugi, and peace out.